Hello everyone, and welcome to my EastEnders Soap Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Here are spoilers for this Wednesday's, August 7th, episode of EastEnders, which hasn't yet broadcast on television but is currently available to stream on BBC iPlayer. Note, the topic of rape is discussed in this article. In the most recent episode of EastEnders, a concerning turn of events for the 6 members was revealed. The 6 seemed to be at last clean after covering up Keanu Taylor's murder, since Dean Wicks was charged with the crime. However, Linda Carter has been having difficulties as her trial draws near. This week, Fraser, a colleague of Dean's, made her an offer. In exchange for withdrawing her witness statement, he would admit to raping her. Linda chose to accept the arrangement even though Johnny argued it was a horrible idea that would reopen the case because she wanted Dean out of her life permanently. In tonight's episode of BBC Two, which premieres today, Linda gave Johnny an explanation of who she was. Johnny told his mother that Dean would not always keep his word, but Linda refused to back down. He indicated that Sharon may be charged with murder, but Linda informed Johnny that Jack had stated they could still use additional evidence to bring charges against Dean. They became enraged with Johnny when he informed Denise and Sharon that Linda intended to remove her witness testimony and tell them what Jack had said. Terrified of what lay ahead for her, Sharon made the decision to talk to Linda and asked her not to back down from her assertion. Sharon objected, stating that Dean's admission of guilt would not cure her alcoholism. She went on to explain the arrangement that had been made. Sharon had no choice but to inform Phil because Linda remained steadfast in her decision. Phil then threatened Linda, claiming that things would become ugly if Sharon was sent to prison. In spite of everything, Linda met Fraser at Peggy's to finalize the agreement, and when she arrived at the bar, Fraser answered the phone to confirm that everything had been finalized. But soon after, Jack showed up and took Fraser into custody on charges of extortion and tampering with the legal system. Johnny had alerted Jack of Linda's actions. After expressing her anger at her son and declaring that she didn't need his assistance, Johnny and Elaine expressed worry for Linda and her children. "I know what you did at Christmas," was written in an envelope Linda found on the bar while she was closing up shop at the Vic Lies. Linda was appalled by the letter. Who wrote it? And does anyone know what transpired on Christmas Day? After battling an addiction in the past, Linda Carter, Kelly Bright, has returned to alcohol consumption in recent scenes. After stabbing Keanu Taylor, Danny Walters, with a meat thermometer, the landlady couldn't help but go back to drinking as she tried to deal with her murder. Her friend Sharon Watts, Letitia Dean, who was strangled on Christmas Day by her ex-boyfriend, was the only person she attempted to assist. The other 4 members of the 6, Kathy, Gillian Tailforth, Suki, Balvinder Sopal, and Denise, Diane Parrish, covered up the murder. But when Stacy, Lacey Turner, concealed the murder weapon in Dean's apartment, she was able to frame Dean, Matt D'Angelo. However, viewers could not help but notice a striking similarity on a recent episode as Linda poured herself some whiskey from the upper living room in the Queen Vic. Observing it herself, Sharon shared her concern for Linda due to her own EastEnders adopted mother's past. Anita Dobson's character Angie Watts struggled with alcoholism in the past and passed away in 2002 due to cirrhosis of the liver off-screen. Fans recalled a scene from the 1980s as Linda sought to take the bottle away from her son Johnny, Charlie Suff. At the famous bar, Angie was standing in the exact same spot, reaching behind her husband Den Watts to grab a glass of vodka. As they took to social media, fans of the BBC soap opera couldn't help but notice the striking similarities between Linda and Angie. A fan shared exact comparison photos of Linda and Angie sipping peaceful beverages side by side. "I'm worried sick about her," Kathy, the fan wrote. "I fear that she will become just like my mother." Sharon, "I'm afraid it's occurring," slightly frowning face. A close-up photo of Linda's glass was subsequently uploaded next to another film from the same program. Angie was shown in the video declining a tumbler of whiskey that Den offered her after she insisted she was on the wagon. The devoted spectator notes that the alcoholic liquor cups were left in the same spot in the bar. They wrote, Den was the one who poured the whiskey in 1987 as well. As Linda pours herself some whiskey, what is momentarily visible on the bottle, the tumbler is left in the same spot beside the Den. Intriguing. As fans caught on to the astute scene writing, they were in complete disbelief. Supporters think they know who is extorting money from Linda Carter on EastEnders, and it might be someone who is close to her. After killing Keanu Taylor, the beloved character Kelly Bright has been finding it difficult to deal with her guilt. Her secret has been eating away at her, and Dean Wicks, Matt D'Angelo, has been rattling her whenever he gets the chance, making life in the square extremely difficult for the pub landlady. Regular viewers of the popular show, which aired on BBC Two on Wednesday, August 7th, were alarmed for Linda as she was resolved to withdraw her witness statement against Dean Wicks in order to finally get rid of her rapist, according to an early BBC iPlayer release. Regretfully, she was unable to carry out her plan due to resistance from Sharon Watts, Denise Fox, Jack Branning, Johnny Carter, and Phil Mitchell. As a result, Fraser was arrested in Peggy's, ostensibly resolving the issue. This was before Linda discovered a letter addressed to her on the bar while tidying up the Walford boozer following a long night. She read the envelope and was horrified to see, "I know what you did at Christmas." Lies, a reference to her stabbing Keanu Taylor and getting her friend's assistance in covering it up. Placing Dean at the crime scene on Christmas, Linda tried to discredit him in order to shield her closest friend Sharon, who was for a while the police's top suspect. Could Dean's mother Shirley Carter be assisting him? In the meantime, Dean has maintained his innocence and sought Fraser's assistance earlier this week in an attempt to avoid going to jail. One admirer posted on social media, sparking the theory, who do people suppose sent the letter? It feels so very Shirley to me. Yeah, I thought it might have been Shirley, said another. Even though Linda is family, they haven't always agreed on everything. Another TV viewer said, I immediately thought of Shirley. Bernie isn't smart enough for that if the person on Fraser's phone is the blackmailer. Then one of the fans commented, saying, I sincerely hope Linda's blackmailer ends up being someone interesting like Shirley or Babe. If it's just Bernie, I'll be sad. Although Aunt Babe hasn't been seen in Walford since 2017, it was previously believed that she was the one using blackmail on Linda. However, Shirley has been anticipated to return to Albert Square since her spontaneous departure in late 2022 due to her son Mick's absence. After learning that Linda had been raped by Dean, Shirley's protective nature over the years in the square made her believe Dean. When the Walford tough lady saw Dean attempting to rape Roxy Mitchell, another woman, she finally lost her mind. Although Shirley departed Walford a broken-hearted woman, there were rumors last year that she was spending time with her estranged children, Dean and his sister Carly Wicks, suggesting that things might have healed between her and her son. Is she trying to get even with Linda for accusing her surviving son of murder? Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.